the safe area.
Good morning, agents, and welcome to another daily episode of Targeted Loot Today for September 2nd, the series that shows you the Targeted Loot map, farming tips and tricks, and much more. I'm Agent Shadow, and if you enjoy my content, please consider smashing the subscribe and like buttons below, and check the video description for all named gear and weapons spreadsheets. Also, check out the pinned comment below for the Discord link and how to join the Shadow Crew clan on PC, Xbox, and PS4. Thank you, agents. Alright, let's get started with the Dark Zones first, and the highlights for the Dark Zone vendors this week, then DC, then New York last. So, in DZ West, we have the Virginian. In DZ South, we got Strategic Alignment, which is also at the White House vendor. And then in DZ East, we have the New Reliable, which is great, and I have a build with the New Reliable as well that works great. It's awesome. I like the Virginian as well. Strategic Alignment isn't too bad either, and I think it's rolled better at the White House. Alright guys, well, let's go ahead and get started with the targeted loot for the Dark Zones and then keep going. So we do got Overlord ornaments at DZ West. There's nothing DZ exclusive here today, but of course Overlord is best known for farming the Fox's Prayer knee pads with that 8% damage to targets out of cover, which is multiplicative damage and the most important damage you can get in this game. It's more important than stacking more crit hit damage as well. So always remember that. Roll damage to targets out of cover on your weapons, and at least run Fox's Prayer knee pads. You don't have to run Contractor's gloves anymore. That's no longer mandatory. I see a lot of people nowadays running Contractor's gloves and Fox's Prayer knee pads with no LMG. I would advise against that, but everyone does something different. Now we got submachine guns in DZ South, so we got the Dark Winter with Perfect Killer and the Apartment with Perfectly Measured. I also have another build with the Apartment, and it could run Dark Winter as well. They're both amazing submachine guns, highly worth checking out. Those are both really strong submachine guns. And then Gila Guard, that's for shield builds. It's up to you really if you want to farm for it or not in the Dark Zone. I don't think it's anywhere else today in DC, but that's really all I can say about Gila Guard. I never really run for it or try to get it. Alright, let's go ahead and get started with the north side highlights. So we got Petrov at Camp White Oak. That, of course, is Contractor's gloves with the damage to armor. It's 8% damage to armor. And then assault rifles at the amusement park. So that's the top tier ones like the FAMAS, or my favorite, the military AKM. Of course, the best things to roll on it is like Strained, Optimist, or Fast Hands if you really want to reload it fast, which does increase your DPS overall. You can also look for the Carbine 7, Police M4s, or P416s, and of course the exotic Chameleon, or the named ones like the Maniac, named military AKM. I think that has like Perfectly on Empty, or no wait, no, Perfectly on Empty is the FAMAS Burnout. So you can take a look for those. And then Walker Harrison Co. at Manning National Zoo, which gives you the perfect Headhunter piece. That's a great build to put together, and I'll be putting that out soon as well this week. So definitely be on the lookout for that as well. Alright, agents, next up, we got the highlights for the west side. So holsters at West End, that's the Imperial Dynasty holster and Forge holster, which of course gives you 50% extra shield health. Now, that gives you an extra skill tier to your shield, so that is actually really important. And then Grupo Sombro to Federal Emergency Bunker. Now, 1 piece for DPS builds and 2 pieces for explosive skill damage builds. Mask at Bank Headquarters, so Coyote's Mask, Vile Mask, and the Punch Drunk Mask, which also gives you 20% headshot damage baked right into it. Aralda Holdings is great. It goes perfectly with the Walker Harrison Co. chest piece with Perfect Headhunter. Definitely worth getting it, especially 2 pieces. And especially a backpack with Vigilance on it too, or Composure. Haunted You at Foggy Bottom if you're looking for the Force Multiplier backpack with perfect combined arms. I can't stress enough that is so important to get for any skill damage build. Golan Gear goes great with the 4-piece Eclipse Protocol build of mine with the Imperial Dynasty. And I'll put that in the card in the top right. I know I've been doing that the past few days. I hope it's helping. If it's not, comment in the comment section below if it's just bother more than anything. And then, of course, shotguns at Lincoln Memorial. This is a quick day to get the Sweet Dreams exotic shotgun. You can run this mission so fast. I could usually run it in about 8 to 10 minutes with a full group, of course. Usually 3, actually, that are really good players, too. But there's 3 elite bosses at the end. It's a really fast mission to run. Definitely worth trying for the Sweet Dreams exotic shotgun if you don't have it yet. Remember, the biggest thing about the Sweet Dreams is you can one-hit any NPC that's not an elite, and that will just instantly down them. And then assault rifles at West Potomac Park. So, of course, you can farm this area if you don't want to go up here to the amusement park, like a lot of people don't. MMRs, the best ones for me is the White Death and the Elk's Long Stick with Perfect Ranger. So that's worth farming for too. And then you got China Light at DARPA and then Roosevelt Island. So the legendaries this week is China Light, Murakami, and Richter and Kaiser. I don't know if they're really too worth farming for today. In my personal opinion, I would go for Murakami and China Light maybe, but I'd just be happy if I got something good out of those two. I'm not particularly looking for them or anything unless you got like an explosive skill damage build. And then Murakami just gives you that skill duration, which is great for a lot of skill builds. So maybe District Union is probably the best to run today. And then skill attachments are almost borderline useless. They need to redo that whole skill mod system, actually, in my opinion. All right, let's go ahead and check out the east side. All right, agents, we're here at the east side highlights. Let's get started. We got chess pieces in downtown east and Hana-U for the XP farm areas at Demolition Site and No Hope Hotel area. Oh, and the invaded missions seem to be Air and Space, Jefferson Plaza, Space Admin, Stronghold is Capitol Building. So if you're any agents are interested in that. So Hana-U, of course, like I said, the Force Multiplier backpack, it would be best to check out No Hope Hotel XP farm. I would not really recommend farming Demolition Site area for loot today because chess pieces, I would farm the brand, not the type. You got knee pads at Grand Washington Hotel, so Ninja Bike Messenger knee pads giving you that 25% bonus armor when you cover to cover or vault and instantly reload your weapon. Then you got Fox's Prayer knee pads and Sawyer's knee pads, which I also have a build on those for with an LMG build. Those are awesome. Light machine guns and Federal Triangles, so the exotics are Bullet King and Pestilence, both highly worth farming for, and I have builds for both of those as well. And then the named ones, which is like the Carnage, the Good Times, the New Reliable. There's even a few more, actually. The Sleipnir that you can craft in the White House is actually really good. I think it has Perfect Frenzy. You got gear system mods at Jefferson Trade Center. You can farm for those maxed out crit hit mods, like crit hit damage mods, crit hit chance, repair skills, all that good stuff. Skill haste, those are all worth farming for sure on Heroic. That's where I would farm for them. That's where I get my most maxed out ones, not legendary really. And then of course you get the chance for the Coyote's mask to drop from the boss at the end, Coyote. Douglas and Harding for that punch drunk mask, and Sokolov Concern if you're running any SMG as a primary or secondary. It's better to run that than Providence Defense. And then gear sets at East Mall. You got 4 control points here to farm for, and they're all manhunts today, or this season or whatever. And you can't get the System Corruption, of course, but you can't. Those are DZ exclusives, and you can't get the Foundry Bulwark, the Future Initiative chest and backpack pieces. Those are still locked behind the raid as raid exclusives. Anything else you can get though. And then Richter and Kaiser is great for the healer builds. I prefer Alp Summit for the 20% repair skills. And then of course Petrov over here at Space Admin if you don't want to farm it up here at Camp White Oak. That's pretty much it for the DC area. Let's go check out what we got in New York City and then I'll let you guys go. Alright guys, well today we got Providence Defense and Civic Center and at Stranded Tanker. That's always worth farming for. I mean, you can get the Sacrifice with Perfect Glass Cannon, and you can just go ahead and get anything better than what you got now. You got gloves at the Tombs. While it isn't a Black Tusk mission or, have Black Tusk in it, you can still get the BTSU gloves and the Contractor's gloves that you can always get, of course. And then rifles at Battery Park. You can go ahead and get the... You can't get the Harmony, actually. That's a DZ exclusive with Perfectly in Sync. But you can get the classic M1A or the M1A CQB. I've been running that lately. It has a super fast rate of fire and it does a lot of damage. Like not as much as the classic M1A, but pretty close. I'm almost starting to run with that exclusively. And of course, the best talents to run on that is Boomerang, Ranger, and Rifleman for damage. And then In Sync for any skill builds. And then of course, Diamondback and Merciless are the exotics you can go ahead and grab. And then you got Badger Tough at Wall Street and Liberty Island. So you can farm Wall Street. That's what I would choose. My personal preference. You can get the 0S chest piece of Perfectly Unbreakable, which I do have a build for that as well. And it works out amazing. Everyone's really running Unbreakable right now. And if you got the Perfectly Unbreakable one, it's even better. But that's only if you run a shotgun build. If you're not running a shotgun build, go ahead and just put Unbreakable on whatever brand set that you need to. Alright agents, well that's going to be it for the targeted loot today for September 2nd. Thank you so much for watching and subscribe and like if you enjoy the content. And feel free to ask me any questions in the comment section below on build help or any help whatsoever with this game. Thank you for watching, agents. I appreciate it as always, and thank you for all the support, and I will see you guys in the next video. Agent Shadow, signing off.